We're on Duke today. We're out in the bigger arena. His first thing was he started to take off, and then he immediately acted like I was turning him to stop him. I didn't turn him, so that's his anticipation when he decides to run off. So maybe that'll fix the problem. So far, that was the only time he's done it. And he's just been kind of riding pretty nice, walking a little faster. I still want to stop a little. That's okay. There's a butterfly. Check it out. Wants to trot. Kind of wanted to jump a little, so he starts to take off and then he gets jumpy. I didn't pull on him or try to stop him. He just started to act like he's gonna jump. So let him keep going and figuring it out. We're doing some work on a place next door here. Guys are making some noises. He's kind of checking that out a little. All in all, he's riding good. He's showing us that, hey, we can gain your control back if he was to do something. He's listening to the bit now. He is not playing with it nowhere near as much. I think he's just kind of trying to figure out now, when he starts to trot and I'm letting him stay in the trot and not asking him to stop or turn, then he's kind of like, okay, well, I can do this. I'm allowed to do this. It's not so bad. And then he stops on his own. And then there's no freak out. Come on. So that is kind of, see, he gets jumpy. And I'll just sit here, relax, kind of go with him. I'm not going to yank back on him, not going to pull, not going to even, if he starts to trot or run off, I'm not even going to immediately stop it. I want to see if he stops it on himself. If he takes and just takes off without me asking, I'm going to let him go. And then I'm going to see how far he goes with it. As long as he don't jump and don't turn into any kind of bucking, we're in good shape. Which this horse really don't have the desire to buck, nor really much of the energy level. So those are good things. He's a little more energetic out here in the open today. It's been a cool morning. Now it's getting hot. Horses are confused as we are. Do I need a winter coat? Do I need a summer coat? What do I need? The problem is, and I don't think horses know how to adapt, they need an in-between coat. Kind of like a light windbreaker. He's riding around good now. He's blew out a little bit of, and there, snorted again, like, hey, I'm alright, everything's going good. He ain't yanking on me, he ain't pulling on me. I take off, he ain't done nothing, I stopped myself. Sometimes you gotta let them figure it out on their own. But sometimes you have to have a good area to let them do that in as well. If you're in a place where they're going to freak out and you're around a bunch of objects, stuff that, hey, if they did buck you off and you landed on, you're really in trouble. You got to make sure you got a good place to let them figure it out. And that's why we kind of come back into a controlled environment and we bring them back into the round pen and work on it slow and then bring them into the big arena. Okay, if he runs off, I'm not going to have to bell in here. If he ran off outside and say he's running towards my creek with a drop off, I might have to bell off of him if he ain't going to stop. So that's going to create another bad habit. So you got all those kind of little things that you got to look at. Like, you really need a good, safe, controlled environment when you're working on some of these kind of issues. You don't want to be around a bunch of T-posts or a bunch of bricks laying around on the ground, or just stuff that, you know, if you landed on would hurt, break your back, or break anything. So you do want a good, controlled environment. If he's going to take off on me, he can't go past that fence. I know, all right, sit back at that fence, he's done. There's nowhere to turn and go. I mean, he's turning and turning, but as long as he ain't bucking, you just sit that until he's tired of running. And then when he stops, you work him. But then you learn, really, hey, I didn't get away, I didn't get nowhere, nothing good happened with that, so why did I do any of that? Especially a lazier horse. He ain't pooping, come on. Yeah, I think we've got the problem solved. He's kind of fixed it on his own here today. He did go to take off, like I said in the beginning. He turned himself right to the left. As soon as he went to run off, he turned to the left. Like, I didn't even pull. I ain't even grabbed the reins tight yet. And look, he's starting to drop his head. He's starting to ride a lot more relaxed. Doing good, Duke. Doing good, buddy. He's blown out a few times. Like, let me blow out that nervous energy. We're just going to sit in here and kind of lightly steer him around, kind of let him go wherever. See if he does decide that run off. But so far, he's like, oh, running off ain't done me no good. Just go where he steers. Just lightly steer him somewhere, and look at that. Got him going good. Airplane above ain't even bugging him none. Come on. You ain't pooping, looking at your shadow. Now this horse does stop to poop several times during the rides. You never know whether he's pooping or just stopping for something else. But there we go, guys. A lot of times y'all just let them figure it out. Just sit up there. You gotta have some faith in your seat. As long as they ain't bucking and they're just running, just let them go and let them kind of figure it out. Do it in a controlled environment. And a lot of times they'll work the kinks out themselves. It's not really, horse training is not hard in aspects of you just got to have patience, make the wrong thing hard and make the right thing easy. And then a lot of times you just got to be able to figure out a way to let them figure it out on their own, kind of. You know, like people, a lot of us are better self-taught, and we need to do it to really learn it. Horses can be a lot of the same way. So if you can help them find a way to be self-taught, then that's a great aspect and a great way to go. And in a lot of cases, that'll fix a lot of problems. Thank y'all for watching today as we've finished fixing Duke up here. Whoa. Stop. Had to pull a little harder than we want to, but that's it. Y'all remember to like, subscribe, and thank y'all for watching us.